Hi, welcome to another episode of Simple Living where we talk about different things which you can find, hopefully helpful to your needs. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about fighting mold during home inspection. My daughter is buying a condo, second story condo, and we hire an inspector to come in on Tuesday. And he, among other things, he found mold. He says minor mold underneath kitchen sink, and I'll show the picture next. So that got us worried because now we have to deal with the seller to fix it. So yesterday we wrote up what they call a repair request, and we put in the detail. The agent put in the detail items that need attention, repair or replace. Of course, one of them is mold. So we requested a mold inspection and repair. Also, we found old poly piping on the plumbing system on the attic that need to be replaced. If some of them, from what the inspector told us, some of them he saw is copper pipe, but he wasn't sure if the whole system. He cannot see, he cannot see the whole system, distribution system of the plumbing system. So he basically tell us, make sure that the system has been replaced with copper. So we put that on the request for repair or replace. Also, we request that documentation or order, plumbing order that they had replaced the plumbing system with copper. And we found some of the faucet leaking, things like that. Wall heater did not work. But anyway, we worry that, we definitely don't want to be the one that fix it. And from what I know, potentially, this is a rental unit. And it looked like the seller kind of neglect or did not do a lot of good maintenance, because we found a little bit of, leaky. It means that he didn't pay attention to the detail, or he didn't have time, who know what. And so we want them to fix the mold. But based on my reading, the seller, the way he is, he probably doesn't want to do that. So he probably gonna give us some type of credit. Now my question is that, what if the mold problem is worse? I think, let's say he's gonna pay for the part of the closing, whatever the amount is. The problem is that we don't know how extensive it is, right? So we may have to go back and negotiate. So we're still waiting for the responses from the seller. So essentially, we don't want to fix it because my kid doesn't have time. We have to work. We don't want to deal with a mold remediation crew come in, and if there are issues, they damage other stuff. Who know what? Things can go wrong, and we have to go back to the seller, back and forth, and we have to come up with upfront cash, what I believe, and then he can credit that back. Again, we're still waiting. We don't know, but I'm kind of thinking in my mind that he probably gonna give us some sort of seller credit, right? And what do you guys think? I mean, if it's a little thing, $1,000, $2,000, no big deal, but it can go, depend how bad it is. If it's spread, it can go, one day open up the wall. I mean, the inspector, if we hire inspector to come in, he might not catch everything. One day open up the wall, they might see more, and then this inspector have to come in and do more investigation. The whole thing can take long if it is extensive. And I think, let's say if they're gonna pay, credit our closing costs, I think our closing cost might be maximum like $8,000. What if it goes over? Again, I'm still waiting for the seller. I will give you folks, more information on what they say. I'm expecting, I don't know, they're gonna give you the amount. Hey, I'm gonna give you $10,000 credit to your closing costs. And also I heard that you have to make sure your loan officer or the bank agree with that, where the seller will assist you with the closing costs. They might not like that. So, we have to work with the agent on that, because we haven't gone through this, when we bought a couple of properties and we didn't have any more problem. And now my kid was kind of scared because, if we're buying a used, like not a brand new house, we might run into the same issue. But what I'm thinking is that next time, I have two daughters, so if we are looking for another one and we like it, and we get our offer got accepted, we're gonna hire inspector who can do both mold inspection and home inspection, both, you know. So it might cost a little bit more, but it's better than have two separate people, you know. One home inspector you pay like $350, and the other one you might have to pay another $350, like $700. Instead, you're getting this guy that can do both. Make sure he licensed, and you might pay like, you know, if needed, you know, I think you're gonna pay maybe around $400 or less. If needed, maybe he doesn't find any mold, maybe he'll ask you, hey, do you want to do a, you know, mold testing? Maybe he'll charge a little bit more. I mean, you know, so I'm looking maybe $400, $500 versus $700, and it's a peace of mind, you know. But hopefully, I want to tell you folks, if you like the property, get pretty bright fresh light and go underneath, you know, yourself, go underneath and look underneath sink and areas, you know, behind the behind the water heater where the water can, you know, can cause mold. Of course, you're not gonna catch everything, but look, you know, wherever you have water sources, you know, faucet, a bathroom, a kitchen, behind water heater, things like that, and do your initial investigation. If you see any stain, so that might be a red flag that you might have mold, and at that point, you know, you might think, oh, should I make an offer, you know, because mold can be, you know, it will probably be a situation where they neglect it, and the moisture is there for a long time before, you know, before the mold actually visible. So it can be pretty bad behind the wall, and as a condo, it's adjacent to other units. So I don't know how does that work out if they found out that you know, they have to tear down, you know, open up, got the kitchen wall, which will impact the kitchen as well, which is, you know, that's most likely the kitchen has to be replaced, you know. That might be easily $10,000. We don't know. So we're thinking we're not gonna, anyway, if the seller come back with credit, we're gonna say, hey, we'll take credit for the rest of the items, but we still want you to take care of the mold. If he doesn't agree with that, he still wants us to do the mold and give us credit, because it's gonna be on our time and we have to have cash up front, from what I understand, you know. And what if there's a problem, like the cost escalating and, you know, something happened and we kind of stuck because we already put in, you know, a lot of money there. So if he doesn't want to do that, if we counter offer, he doesn't want to do just the part, just the mold repair part, then we're gonna back out, you know, and get our money back, hopefully smoothly. So so this week, that's what we're planning to do, or once we get the responses from the seller. I know a lot of agents, real estate agents, say that, you know, they've gone through this a lot, but I haven't gone through one, so we kind of nervous, and we don't know. We want to get into this and do the work for him, you know, do the work for the seller, because the seller gonna get the same amount of money back because he had to fix it anyway. So he gotta get all of his money. The offer we offer was like $10,000 more than what he was asking. So he gonna make some money anyway without any work, and we do all the work. So I guess it depends how bad you want the place and how much effort you want to put in, and then how much risk you want to take, because, you know, sometimes, you know, something like this, because it never be 100% smooth, you know. You also have to negotiate here and there all the time, and it's not going to be perfect to your advantage all the time. So just be mindful and be careful. If you're not sure, I would say just back out the deal. What do you think? Let me know. I would love to hear from agents and homeowners alike. And we'll see you folks on the next video.